What's going on, beautiful? That's an awful start.
It's a Monday morning.
Good morning. It's Monday morning. You are correct. We're on the wrong side.
Are we? Oh yeah, yeah, that's right. Oh, this tank's higher. I don't like leaning on this tank.
So this section here is not up to scratch with the rest of the studio, especially when you've got the example behind it, or behind you. This all looks great.
Sorry, I'll just step round.
Yeah, just step round.
Yeah, cool.
This all looks great. It works really well, and I want to do that again over there. But it'll have to be taller because we're going to do it with 60cm tanks. All of them are going to be scaped. They're all going to have individual lighting and individual filtration as well, which is different to that. That's all on an air pump with strip lights going in the top. So yeah, it's not exactly the same, but just the aesthetic of it all, the way it all works, the way it gives us more storage on top and everything like that will be better than the sort of higgledy-piggledy thing that's going on here, especially when we've got tanks lower down like these ones, because you don't really use them. You don't go to them, don't maintain them, and don't really want to scape them down there either. So bring everything up, add storage, and it will look a lot better.
I suppose the cool thing is we can have different lights on them all as well.
Exactly.
We can use the Superfish for some of them. We can use Twin Stars. So
we've got two Twin Stars. I'm keeping this for a while. I'm enjoying it. I don't really want to change it just yet. We've got another Twin Star here, Superfish. We've got plenty of tanks. I've got even more of these 60cm ones. We've got plenty of tanks. I've got even more of these 60cm ones. There's a real budget light as well, so we can do that. I want to do some wild stads, so there's no filtration at all, apart from the plants.
Timmy's not moving as well,
Timmy's
just in case anyone's worried.
Timmy is staying next to me because I like him next to me, but there's a gap there to the end tank.
Is it this? It's this one, isn't it?
Yes, that one. Which is exactly the length of the wood, which means we don't need to cut again.
Winner.
Which, yeah.
Everything is built in 2.4 metres.
It's the fish-keeping industry standard.
Absolutely, yeah. 2.4 metres, yeah.
So that means another trip to the builder's merchant, Matt. Do you think they'll remember us?
Hopefully not.
It's the first thing on Monday. They're going to be like, go away.
No, it might be quiet on a Monday. It might be all right.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Actually, I don't think that's how it works. I think all the builders go in for their Wilk ahead.
Yeah, no, that's it, isn't it? The builders are all waking up on Monday. Oh, yeah, so it's going to be mental.
It'll be fine. What time is it? It's later now. Surely they're on site by now.
And there's us. Can we have 12 breeze blocks, please? 4 lumps of wood.
Get out.
Yeah.
Get out. So the first thing we need to do is clear out this whole section. We're keeping this top tank, like I said, and I'm just going to plonk it down here for the time being. Obviously, this stuff will be out the way, but it can sit on there with the filter on it until everything is built, and then it can just go back on the shelf. The rest can all be just teared down, and like, I don't want to use any of it again. I can burn the wood at home in my fire.
That'll be lovely, I'm sure.
It'll be good kindling. Yeah. So, yeah. Oh, I don't know if you caught that. I was just messing around with these bits of wood whilst we're trying to get everything lined up. And this huge piece of heavy bogwood just fell on my head. I managed to catch it just in time, so it's not hurt me or anything. Also, a massive piece of lava rock fell down, didn't hit any glass. And Matt was panicking for a second that you were going to die.
Well, yeah, I could see this piece of bogwood sort of hurtling towards my face. So
your face?
I just had my hands up like that, ready to stop. I'm just protect the face.
Protect the face.
Protect the moneymaker.
Yeah, so we've got half the materials here. We're just lining up the exact distance of the wood, which we have now done. We'll put the first rungs on. Then we need to get a board to go on top of that. And then we can put more on top of that. So yeah, anyway, we just need more materials. We've got half of them, and that's all that would fit in the Jag. Right, we have all of the material. Oh, I just tripped over something. All the materials, more blocks there. The rest of the blocks there, and all the boards on top. You've got to go, haven't you? You've got to go and pick up Quinn.
Yep.
So whilst you're gone, I'm going to build the whole thing and paint it.
I look forward to seeing that.
It'll be done by the time you return.
To be fair, you've done that on that one for the weekend, didn't you?
I did do that, yeah. I knew it needed to be finished, so I just got it done. So, yes, I'm going to crack on. See you tomorrow. But not them see you tomorrow. See you later in the video.
Yeah.
So we've run into a slight snag. Now this here is the height that I want this shelf to be, because we've got the 60 centimetres that come up to about there, and we still need room to get in and out. Now if I put another one of these shelves on top, it means the shelf doesn't start until this height. And I know what I'm like, that plus that is too high to work on, to view, to see any problems, and it's going to get ignored, so I've got a solution. I'm going to take off one of the blocks from underneath to bring the whole thing down one block. And in doing so, I reduce the gap at the bottom, but instead of putting a whole nother shelf in at the bottom to sort of tie it in, I'll just put a flat piece of black wood just along the floor, and then any tanks down the bottom can sit on that. The tanks on the bottom aren't scapes, they're not for fish. Well, they might be for fish, but just storage, you know, they're not actual scapes. So it's fine for those to be just down there because it'll be like a holding tank, quarantine, that kind of thing. Yeah, so you see on this one, we've got the little wooden trim that sort of frames it all. Well, I'm just gonna get rid of that on the floor and just put the black piece down, and that saves us a whole block level. Because as you can see, there's quite a lot of space there, but without the wood at the bottom, you'll have the same gap, which means I've got to take all of these off again. The shelf's all screwed together, so that'll be fine just to lift off. Do you know what? I don't like it. I think it's just too imposing. I think that this sort of height works on the back wall over there, but in this area, it's like glooming it out. And I'm thinking, I've got tanks to go up the top here, of course. Now, does it really need this extra section? It's not wasted. This will be used for something else which we've got coming up. I'll discuss that when Matt comes back. He's actually off today. He needs to look after his boy. I just said, yes, stay at home. I'll get this done. But yeah, I think it looks better with just the two heights. This whole top section can be open then. I can actually put 4 60 centimetre tanks on top as well. Yeah, I'm making an executive decision. That top one's coming down. Yeah, look at that, much better. Like, I don't know, the other one was just way too high. But also, I don't know if you noticed, but it was slightly leaning forwards. It looked worse than it was because this wall back here slopes backwards. It's an old building, slopes from both sides. I guess that's just how they used to make them. Also, the floor isn't level at all. So it was ever so slightly leaning forwards to start with, and it is kind of now, but like at this height, it doesn't matter. But with that other one up there, didn't look good. Also was a risk of it tipping over, especially when you've got all those tanks on there. Probably a low risk, let's be honest, because it was only marginally leaning, but it's still a risk, and yeah, best not to take that, and it just looks so much better like this. So yeah, get some tanks on top, get some lights on, and just see how it's all looking. Oh, there we go. I think that looks really, really smart. Sorry, it's a bit bright. It's either that's bright or I'm darkened or I'm bright and that. But yeah, proper little tidy space. Gonna be some awesome scapes going on there. This one will change eventually. I'm still enjoying it at the moment, mainly because this Anubius has like doubled in size since I first put it on. So yeah, keep that going. It doesn't hurt to have one that's up and running. I've got plenty more to scape, haven't I? No idea what I'm doing yet, but I want to do something a little bit different in each and every one. Because I'm really loving the sort of variety that we've got going on in the studio at the moment with all the different tanks, you know, hardscape ones. We've got a hardscape only one that's coming up. When is this being released? It might have been released already. Anyway, we've got like a sort of Iwagumi style one, you know, lots of plants as well. There's just tons of variety, and that's what I'm really going for. I want each tank to be sort of exciting in its own way. Quick Archer update. They are doing fantastic. They are putting on some good size now as well. Look at that beast. He's amazing, right? And the pinnator feeder in this tank has taken off. I keep cutting it back and replanting it, and it just grows and grows and grows. It's starting to get the nice sort of pinky hues to the leaves as well, which looks really good as a different, you know, a little bit different to just all green in the tank. Looks very wild. Can you just walk in like it's morning?
Shall I remove my jumper so people don't see that I was already here? Look.
You go out there and pretend you haven't already come in.
I'll put that down there.
Put those down there. They know you've been in though because your breakfast is still on the table.
No, it's not. That's yesterday's breakfast.
Oh, it's yesterday. Okay. Right, you can come in now, Matt.
Morning.
For the first, yeah? Oh.
How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. Have a look at what I've done.
Oh, what? I can't see it. Wow. That's cool.
Good. I did not know you were a professional actor.
They'll be in contact with me. Spielberg.
So I think it looks fantastic. Do you?
It's good.
But you're noticing there's something different to the original plan, I'm guessing.
The lack of third level.
Yes. So.
Third level? 1, 2, fourth level. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I'll show you in a second on the computer, but yeah, the third. What? 1, 2, 3.
That could be
the top one.
That could be 1. Oh,
Yeah,
that would be a ground floor. 0.
Ground floor 0, 1,
3.
3. Top floor.
Top floor.
Looked
Mental.
very unstable.
You can already see, but I like. So, what do you mean unstable?
Well, the floor is not level. Okay, which is you can actually see it in this tank. No, you can't. When it's
Did we hang on?
So look, this is slightly coming forwards,
Yeah.
even at that level.
Hang on. Well, we left a little gap. I was just thinking we butted them right up against the wall. Those ones, we did leave a little gap.
I literally just think it's because the floor.
Yeah.
But you know, but it wasn't the level that was putting me off because I could still live with it. It wasn't dangerous.
No.
But it was.
We've
it
already
just
proved
looked
that.
Yeah, exactly. It just looked huge and imposing. I just think this is way better suited for what we're going to be going for.
To be fair, even standing here now, another level on top of that would have been very tall.
Yeah, it's just not. It darkened the whole area as well.
So I was just laughing at very tall and then looked at the racking that you're stood in front of, and I was like, wow, it's not that bad, is it?
That's coming down at some point for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
This is all changing. Right,
Of its own accord, it will come down at some point.
So let me explain the sitch.
Ooh. No, I don't like it. That gave me a real, shiver down my back.
Never saying that again. The other level is not wasted. We can use it over where we're planning on doing. We were going to be doing 2 8-foots behind you. So where the saltwater tank is now, we were going to be doing 2 8-foots. That was the original plan. But this works so well as an island of 4. So we're going to do the exact same thing over this side where the salt water is. This can butt up to the edge a little bit more. There's still plenty of room. So we can have one just as it is, and then 2 that way, and another 2 that way. So 4 5-foot tanks, 5 4-foot tanks in that area.
Yeah, that's right. I was trying to think then, 5 4-foot tanks.
But does that mean we're not having an 8-foot? It does not, does it, Matthew?
Well, no, because we've got the 4-foots here already, so we need to find space for them, which is there.
Yeah.
This one and this one.
This one and this one. Added together, 2 times 4 foot. Even our maths, we can do this.
9 foot.
9 foot.
8
exactly.
foot.
Actually, it is a 9-foot gap.
No.
So here's the plan. These 2 go in the centre bit over there, and then this whole section, and I'm going to get it made so it goes up to the height of where the mirror finishes. Whole massive 8-foot tank there. How insane will that be?
I'm not sure you need it that high, but...
No? What a backdrop.
Oh, yeah, it'd look amazing. I'm just thinking of getting in it.
Oh, we will have to get in it.
Getting things in it as well.
Oh, again, we'll have to get in it. We're going to need special long tools and everything. Because look, let me just show. Imagine I'm going out. Well, I am going out. Right?
Imagine I'm going out.
And then we come in, and it's that whole thing there. Oh, hi. Where's he gone? But how good would that be?
It will look great.
With massive fish, like massive cichlids, South American, the geophage, whatever it can be.
There's so many different options for an 8-foot, isn't there?
Exactly. It just changes the level. And I think we were going to do 2. I think 1 is more than enough to manage what with everything else.
Well, once the 4-foots go into the middle, we are left with more space.
Well, yeah, for the 8-foot.
No, because there's another 4-foot that needs
of course.
to move.
Yeah, so this side, this 4-foot will also be going into the middle.
The door open. It's very cold outside.
It's freezing today in the UK. So that comes out the way. There's a whole nother section along here, which we worked out would be okay for a 10-foot tank.
It's actually, a 10-foot gap.
Is that getting silly?
Yeah, but who cares?
2 5s? I mean, there's...
No. Well, 2 5s, they're probably a little bit more...
Manageable?
Well, no, manageable. It's the same difference, isn't it? 10 foot and 2 5-foots is the same. The one good thing with 2 5-foots is you can split your species up. Oh, hi. Artistic. Here we are in the jungle. No, but 2 5-foots would make it a bit more adaptable, I suppose. So if these guys get big, or when they get big...
They're getting big already, look.
Yeah, they are growing up well. But they could go into the 5 foot. Like, I think 2 5-foots would be more adaptable for the studio, but a 10 foot would be insane.
Explain, just because I didn't know this. So cichlids,
I might not know it.
With even more water changes, seem to grow faster. Is it purely because you can feed more, or is there something else in the water?
It's just everything. So obviously you're diluting down any pollutants and any obviously hormones where the fish are sort of stopping each other and stunting each other's growth, and the males are sort of releasing hormones. So it stops that. You're putting more minerals into the water, so you're giving them more of a growth rate. You're giving them cleaner water. Yeah, like a lot of the fish farms will be pumping fresh water through their systems, like pretty much every day.
From the river, isn't it?
Sometimes, yeah, it depends
Just
on
run
the
a river
setup.
through your fish setup.
Pretty much. And, like, there are some that I've seen so many different setups over the years, but some will drop it into one end and then it filters through all the tanks. Other ones I've seen rivers diverted and then, all sorts. So the more water changes you can give a fish, the quicker they will grow.
Because I always thought it was just for dilution, but, the hormone thing as well, is that proven?
No, I don't. Well, it might be. It's a thing that is constantly in the fish keeping. Sorry, boys.
I think you're vegan.
Yeah, it's a thing that's constantly battered around in the fish keeping world. It probably is proven. There's probably some scientific studies somewhere. But it does make sense. You do see a male will grow way quicker than a lot of the other fish, and it's not just because. Well, it's not just because he gets the food first. It must be something in it.
Yeah, because that's the plan. We want these grown out to be in big tanks eventually. Yeah. Maybe like a display 4 foot in the meantime, keep them growing.
Yeah.
When the time comes, we switch them to something
That's
bigger.
It. They're going to be good. They've got a lot of growing to do. They're not even they're probably about a quarter to a fifth of their actual natural size.
Way more size then.
Yeah, so they've got a while to go. Yeah, they'll get to a certain bit and then they'll slow down.
Yeah. I should explain as well. So the saltwater tanks.
We're bored of them already.
We're not bored of them, but we need the space. But they are going over where that old racking is next to my computer, and you can see that massive, tall, leaning tower of fish stuff. They're going to go in this section here, and we've got another 8 foot. So not 8 foot. We've got another 80 centimetre, so like almost 3 foot tank to go with them to convert. So loads planned, and good. That's what we're like. We crack on. It's going to hopefully be done sooner rather than later.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. Right, it's actually been about a week since that last video, and none of the stuff that we said we were doing has been done, but we've both been very busy with different illnesses in the family and stuff.
Yep, didn't need that.
But as you can see, this tank here has gone green in that time. It's actually happened to me about 3 times before, so it's quite rare for me, but I'm sure you guys have experienced it as well.
It happens every now and again. I'm just wondering, the lighting, that's the only thing I was just thinking. I'm just going to log into the lighting and check that that's still on the right timer.
Actually, it's funny you say that, because when I leave in the evening, I normally last out. It's like if I leave past lights out time, every other light is off, but this one isn't. I just assumed it was on a slight...
6 o'clock it turns off.
That makes sense, because I'm going at about 5, 4.
It's probably on a little bit long for very few plants, but it's okay, that's fine.
The other thing to think about as well, this light.
Yeah.
In the last week, we've had a lot more sun than usual.
Yep.
And it's very low.
Yeah.
So it's probably getting that as well.
And we've been feeding them.
And we've been feeding them a lot, yeah. We've been feeding the algae.
Yeah. Weirdly, the nitrates test up fine, because I tested it the other day, and the nitrates were testing up fine. But then we've got loads of floating plants, and it's just a culmination of everything.
So I just remembered randomly, I have a UV sterilising internal filter. So I have found in the past, actually, Matt, that the only way I've gotten rid of this stuff is by using a UV filter, because no matter how many water changes I did, adding floating plants, certain tanks, it didn't go. Other tanks, I've just added floating plants, it seemed to be enough.
Yeah. It varies, it does. It really varies as to what's causing it, I guess.
Yeah. In this instance, it's probably just the light.
I think so, yeah. It is
the
just
light from the
sunlight.
window, the additional hours.
Is this the first time we've had like it's a non-planted tank, so it's the first time there's like a non-planted tank in the studio in probably the worst location for sunlight, so yeah.
Okay, so here's our little internal, it's not that little actually, it's quite a big internal filter. The bottom section has like a tube inside that's got the UV light in. So we're going to take out half, look at how, that is green, isn't it? Very murky.
I think it has cleared a little bit since the filter went in like half hour or hour ago or whatever it was. Yeah, I think it has cleared a little bit.
Yeah, it was soupy.
Yeah, it was.
Now it's less soupy from the front. I mean, whenever you look down the side of a aquarium, you will, if it's a long one, it's never going to look completely crystal clear. But hopefully this clears it. A quick half water change, fill it back up again with some fresh water, and then over the coming days, I'd say, like it'll come in tomorrow, it'll look a lot better, come in the next day, and it should be pretty much there.
I reckon it'll be clear by the end of today, if not tomorrow.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Okay, that'll be interesting. That's a good little experiment. So if your tank looks like this, you do a water change and get a UV filter in there, it should look like now. Oh, Matt, it's not.
Yeah, not quite.
It's not quite there. It's much better than it was. We're just finishing up and getting ready to go home, but give it tomorrow, maybe the next day. I'm going to think it's going to be back to normal because these UV sterilisers do. What are you doing, Matt?
We've got lids.
Oh.
So we've got lids to fit on these, look. I think this is the right one. So yes, that just stops in there.
Stops the evaporation.
Yeah, nice.
Nice. Updates coming on this tank soon. As you can see, it's now crystal clear. We won't go into too much detail about the seaweed that we've placed in there. Algae. I shouldn't call it seaweed, should I? Will the
I don't know what the difference is.
Will the saltwater people get mad, or?
I don't know. I don't know what is seaweed compared to algae. Surely it's the same thing.
Yeah, I'm going to call it seaweed.
Yeah.
It's just way more like, yeah.
It's in the sea.
They haven't seen the update yet. We put some different seaweeds in there. One of them is a red one that you can see there, which is doing very well and growing from right out of that rock. This one didn't do so well, but yeah, there's loads more update on this coming soon, guys. We're actually going tomorrow to get some more stuff. And that will be in episode 2 of that, but that's, yeah, it's not ready yet. So, I mean, there's not much to look at after us setting it up, so.
It's just rock and a bit of algae. And
algae? That's seaweed.
No, this algae. It's maturing.
That's good, yeah. Oh, the tank stayed misty for ages until we started adding things that are breaking down, creating algae, and then it's sort of cycling itself, you know what I mean?
Yeah, all the bacteria are going.
Going? Creating? Dead, dying?
Breeding.
Something.
They're
doing something.
Doing something.
So in a previous video, I can't remember which one, but it was an update video, I showed you guys this tank here. It wasn't finished then, it didn't have any fish in it, but now the fish are all in, the build video's done, and it is going from strength to strength, I have to say. Look at this. Look at it. All the angels now are completely comfortable with us. They've got a good feeding response, so whenever you go near the surface, they're expecting food to come, which is great, because initially they were hiding around the whole back of this tank, because if I come around here, just tripped over that. If I come around here, look, there's like a pathway that goes all the way to the other side, which I didn't really show you there, but it's hard to. But they're not doing that now, and neither are the cardinals. The cardinals seem to have settled down quite nicely. Look, they're not completely scared of them either, and they don't try to attack them, which is always a bonus. Now, at some stage, the angels will be a lot bigger, but that's going to be a long, long time, and to be honest, the cardinals will also be bigger because they're on the same diet, and the angels will eat a lot, and they're going to need to get that sort of growth going. The thing I'm really impressed with, though, is the plants and how well they're all growing in. You can literally see all the new growth on that Ludwigia grandulos there, because that top section that you can just see, that's all the brand new growth, and the bottom sections from in the previous tank, which also had good lighting, but obviously it wasn't as tall and close to the light as it is now. And I'm loving this over here. Look at that Ludwigia. It is glowing. Again, that was from a different tank than the stuff next to it, which is more of a orangey toned one. It's a different species, so that's why they look completely different. But the most exciting thing about this tank for me is watching the lotus down here, tiger lotus or red tiger lotus, I don't know. It's getting new leaves popping out of it every day. And that's going to be like a big bloom in that section very shortly. I'm looking forward to that. All the crypt flamingos down here, the old leaves are green and all those brand new pink ones coming. It's going to look so good. Oh, and I've had to strip out floating plants from this like 2 or 3 times now already because they're basically covering the surface, which isn't a bad thing, but it look at them. Is it feeding time, Matt?
It can be. The Monstera's got new roots on it as well. Have you seen it? Look on the left-hand side. There's like loads of little white roots coming off of this main root.
Oh, you mean that?
He's converting.
Yeah, see, so that will send out all little sort of fine runners into the water column, which hopefully means that we can't kill these.
Well, we can't not water them.
Exactly.
Because then the fish would die.
Yeah, this is the main one. Look at that one. That's like the prize-winning one so far. I've noticed a couple of the, what are they called, the dangly fins, Matt? Are they pectoral fins on these ones?
Ventral fins.
Ventral fins. So that one there, look, has had a bit of a... Oh no, it's just a different colour.
Yeah, it's black, yeah. that one.
I did notice one.
There was one that was bent, a little bit crooked.
Is that just from fighting amongst each
Possibly
other?
fighting, possibly like juvenile deformity where they've grown up. Could be, yeah. Doesn't look like it's affecting them though.
No, it seems to be absolutely fine. Yeah, it's quite funny, if you come over, you can just hear them slapping, look. Oh, they're not doing it now because I've come close.
Could you put the big scary lens above them?
But yeah, loving this tank, it's doing brilliant. And then next to it, we've still got this one to add the fish to and show you the build video, but look at all of this. Look at all the pearlweed, it's all grown in everywhere now, and it looks so good. It's had several trim ups, and it's been about a month. We've gone from pretty much, well, I wouldn't say nothing, because we did have quite a lot that we put in.
There was a lot of plants.
There was a good amount of plants to start with, but it was very, very patchy, and now it's just filled in. It just looks so gorgeous. We're going to be putting the fish in this very shortly, so you'll see the build video soon.
Where are you going?
I think I'm going to be right in the sun, aren't I?
Like God of War. We're on the wrong side. I'm that side.
Let's both go this side.
Yeah, because like...
Right, we've got a bit of bad news, but in the interests of full transparency and telling you everything that goes on here, I'm going to address it. We lost 30 fish in one night from this tank. I say we, I was here, you wasn't here.
No, I wasn't here.
But
why?
You shouldn't really be laughing, Matt.
No. It was a bit of a weird one, wasn't it?
It was. So recently we put in 2 new angelfish into the tank. They're not new, they were new to this tank, but they'd been in this tank. Let me just lower this down a little bit. There we go. Yeah, they had been in this tank with the Tetra for months and months and months. And then it was a Saturday, you weren't here.
Yep.
I came in and literally of like the 30 fish we had, 20 of them all floating on the surface, completely dead. And then there were about 10 swimming around that just didn't look good either. They had like a patchy whiteness to them.
Yeah.
And I immediately did a water change because I knew that there'd be ammonia coming out of those dead bodies.
Yeah.
And I was worried about the rest of the fish in here. So I was looking around, all of the other fish completely fine. It was literally just those purple tetras, the emperor tetras.
Yeah, the emperor tetras, yeah.
Now you got a theory.
Yeah, well, I think every tank in here is obviously its own little community, I suppose you would say.
Yeah.
And when obviously the cross-contamination happens, sometimes you get these issues. Now, emperor tetras are super, can be susceptible to bacterial infections.
Okay.
So I think the 2 new angels we put in were possibly carrying something that the emperors weren't used to or accustomed to.
So nothing that was bad to the angelfish themselves, but something in the gut, maybe?
Maybe, or something they're just carrying. Obviously, some fish just shrug things off and they'll carry it, but then they can pass it on to other fish. Very much like humans, you know, some people get an illness and they won't show any signs. Someone else gets it.
But what I don't get is that other tank is full of tetra and all of them never
But then
a
that's
problem.
the same. Maybe they've got the
same thing.
the bacteria or whatever. For it to go through that quickly, and the white patches that we saw on them, that's a bacterial infection. And for it to go that quickly, it's not going to be parasitic because the parasites take time. You know, we've all seen white spot. It takes time to work through the group. So, yeah, and the fact that there's bristlenoses in here, there's otocinclus in here, there's even some cherry shrimps that have grown up in. Oh, there's one.
Look at the size of it.
Yeah, and no one was affected, and the angelfish were fine. And I think it is just...
There's way more than just this one. There's one, there we go, there's one in there as well. There's actually loads more than that, but we've just run up to the tank and they're a bit confused, I think.
Yeah, what on earth's going on? But yes, I think it's just got to be an infection that's unfortunately affected the emperors. Emperors, like I say, especially purple emperors, they're a tank-bred strain, and we had the super blue purple emperors, or whatever they were called.
So that naturally is going to make them weaker
They
anyway.
are a weaker strain anyway, so I think it is just unfortunate that there's some sort of cross-contamination going on.
There was literally nothing I could do. I literally filmed them the day before, seemed fine.
Yeah.
Came in the morning and saw all these little floating things on the surface. I was like, what is that? Yeah. Oh my god, it's all the fish.
Yeah. There's another one of the angels now, look, one of the marbled.
Oh yeah, that's really nice actually, really nice shot. But yeah, I just really wanted to be honest with everyone because some of you might have experienced this. Now, sometimes before I've known that things were my fault, although technically this was my fault by moving the angels to the angel tank, no way would you have thought that that would do that.
No,
like even
at
if
all.
you've got a quarantine system,
Yep.
and everyone's fine and has been for months,
Yep.
and then you put them into that,
Yep.
it still would have happened.
Yeah, still can happen because, it's just, if they're a carrier, they're a carrier. It's the only thing that we've changed in this tank that could affect
it, yeah. 'Cause the tanks were set up for ages, fully planted, filter's been running for ages as well, so
it's so annoying.
It was annoying because I loved having them buzzing around.
Yeah.
It's kind of not the same tank now.
No, not at all.
There is still obviously angels, it needs a trim back, but I do want something else in there, but I mean, I'm going to leave it for a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we will be breaking down the Tetra tank at some point, so there'll be the opportunity to move across, and we know those Tetras are fine with the angelfish.
Yeah.
So yeah, a bit of a sad note to kind of end it on, but like I say, I wanted to give you guys like the truth as much as possible, as I always do. More coming up, more on the next one's a bit more positive, obviously. So yeah, hopefully see you on the next one.